Hey, Michael Harris here, and today I want to briefly talk to you about being a traditional author versus creating a WSO and why WSOs are easier to create than being a published author. So let's go ahead and get started. So why are WSOs so easy to create? Well, when you create a WSO or a Warrior Special Offer, they're so much easier than a traditional book because, as we go throughout life, many people collect ideas on internet marketing. Okay, especially in this genre that we're in, which is the internet marketing world and talking about WSOs. And they collect ideas that actually work and they want to share them with others. So one way to share your ideas is through writing a simple ebook called a WSO. And WSOs are easier to create than being a published author, and they can be more profitable in the long run. So while creating a published book the traditional way can be a long and difficult process, creating WSOs are very straightforward and simple. Okay, now one of the things that you need to create a WSO is basically a simple piece of word processing software, and you can get one for free on the internet called OpenOffice. And basically, here's how you find it. You just simply go to Google and you type in OpenOffice, or you type in free word processing software, and you'll find it. It's just really that simple, and you can use that to type all your work in, collect your thoughts, and so on. Now, how do you convert your document to a PDF? Well, all you need is, again, a simple word processing software that will convert your document to a PDF. And on many of the word processing software out there, whether it's free or paid, you'll see a button at the top of your screen, and it will say PDF. And just simply click it, and there you go. You have an instant ebook that can be read on a PC and a Mac, all computer formats. Now, how do you add screenshots? Well, if you want to add some pictures to your ebook, you just simply type in Google free screen capture software. Okay, and there are many free versions that'll show up. If you don't already have one on your computer, already. I mean, a lot of times, it's built on your computer, and you'll be able to find it on there. But it depends on your computer and your system and the software that you have in it. But try to find one on your computer first. If not, then just simply search for free screen capture software, and you should find it. So next, I want to talk to you about, again, just briefly go through how being a traditionally published author is a lot different than just going out there and creating a WSO on your own and selling it self-published yourself to the public. So if you're becoming a traditional published author, there are about 12 major steps you have to go through. And I'm not going to read every one of these. I know you can read this yourself, but just briefly going over it, number one, you need to read frequently. I mean, if you're going to become a traditionally published author, you've got to read a lot of books. And you got to read about, as you're reading those books, you have to understand the different writing styles and focus on plot and character development, especially for writing fiction. Okay, and you got to get all this down. Number two, you also have to learn the art of writing. You've got to practice writing. I mean, if you're a traditionally published author, you have to write, and write some more. Okay, and your writing has to be really very perfect. I mean, just about perfect. I mean, people nowadays, they're very, very picky. Okay, these publishing houses are very picky about accepting your writing, and you have to be cream of the crop, have a cream of the crop writing style and cream of the crop writing in general, to even be, just to really get a chance to even be looked at. So that's why it's really difficult to be a traditionally published author nowadays. Number three, you have to write often. As I mentioned, you just have to write, and you just have to write often to improve your skills so you can be good enough for them to even look at you. Okay. Number four, you need to prepare your work in order to hope that you get published. I mean, every detail must be perfect. Your manuscript just absolutely cannot have any flaws in it. Okay, it's got to be perfect. And no matter how small the mistake, if you have one little small mistake, they'll throw it out. Number five, get your manuscript edited. You have to do that because professional copywriters and editors can be very expensive. Okay, so you may have to go to the trouble of finding someone that can do this, or you may have to find someone to do it at a lower price if you don't have the budget for it. But of course, if you find someone at a lower price that's not really a professional at it, then you might just really want to take their advice with a grain of salt. It may not be perfect, and who knows? If they're charging a lower price, they just may not be that good. Number six, you have to choose a publishing market. You want to make sure that you send your manuscript to the right publishing house. You don't want to send a crime drama to a religious publishing house. Okay, so make sure it goes to the right place. And you got to have agents to do that as well. Number 7, write cover letters. Again, this is part of the process. So you've got to write a cover letter to even be considered having your work looked at. Okay, it must be error-free of all spelling, grammar, punctuation, all kinds of mistakes. It's just got to be perfect. Number 8, hire an agent. You have to hire an agent if you hope to get your manuscript published. You can't not just walk into a publishing house, plop that puppy down, and think, oh, this is definitely going to get published today. It's not. You have to have an agent. You have to have someone that knows what they're doing. Number 9, send in your manuscript. Now, if you're lucky enough to get an acceptance letter from a publishing house or agent, you have to send in a complete copy of your manuscript. Number 10, you have to wait for a response about your manuscript. I mean, be prepared to be forced to wait several weeks before hearing back from them. I mean, they're not in a hurry to publish your book, and quite frankly, they probably don't care. I mean, don't bother your agent either. I mean, if you bother your agent or you bother the publishing house with phone calls and emails, you may be seen as a problem, and you'll probably be in danger of getting rejected. Number 11, you need to accept your response. It's just that simple. I mean, after waiting for all this extended period of time, you have to accept the response that your manuscript will either be published or not be published. If you're rejected, you might want to wait several months before sending it back. Okay, and maybe try other publishing houses. If you're rejected in those places, then your only option may be to self-publish your book, which is what we're talking about with WSOs to begin with. And then number 12, finally, you have to apply for grants so that you can write more, because while you're waiting for your book to be published, you won't be receiving any money. Okay, now, if you have a WSO, you can receive money, but traditionally, no. You're not going to receive money for quite a while. So, you're going to be going the traditional route. It's not only going to be very expensive, but you may be forced to look for grants for writers in order to continue to fund your work. Now, conversely, here are the steps to publishing a WSO. Number 1, research product ideas. Number 2, pick a topic that you'd like to write about. Number 3, create a short ebook covering the topic. Number 4, write the sales letter. And number 5, list your product for sale and launch. So as you can see, it's quite a few less steps, quite a bit simpler. Now, you will be paid immediately when you create a WSO after you make a sale, and build your buyer's list so that you can send your current customers to more of your work to buy in the future. I mean, that you can send them what you've done not only now, but you can send them what you're doing 3 months from now. Now, as you can see, publishing a WSO has greater benefits. It takes less time than being a traditionally published author. And which path would you prefer to take? Now, let me ask you this. How would it feel to wake up one morning, write a simple email, press send, and know that you'll have money in your bank account by this evening? I mean, how would that feel to do that? Well, that's what's possible with WSOs. And not only are you making money, but you're building a buyer's list as well. A buyer's list that can help you build your business for many, many years to come. So what I would encourage you to do right now is take action. Okay, don't just watch this video and then close it and say, oh, well, that was nice. Because unfortunately, you think, well, I'll come back to it later, and later never happens. So I'm going to encourage you to take action by teaching what you know and getting paid for it with simple WSOs. And you'll be glad you did. For more information on creating your first WSO, go to www.firstwso.com, and I'll provide you some more helpful tips. So that's firstwso.com, and I will actually give you a free video to watch that will show you step by step exactly how to create a WSO without all the hassles. I mean, just a very simple process that anyone can follow. So go to firstwso.com, claim your free video, and I'll see you on the other side.